A huge warm welcome to the Art Vlog Art Lovers with me, George Dopamine. Today I want to take you inside a show at the Perimeter Gallery here in North London, about a 10 or 15 minute walk from King's Cross, by the renowned Inuit artist Shuvinai Ashoona. Ashoona has been producing work since the 1990s. A little bit first of all about the artist in context. Shuvinai Ashoona was born in 1961 in Kingaid, a very remote settlement about 1,300 miles north of Ottawa on Baffin Island in Canada, and she went to primary school there. She was one of the first Inuit children to go to primary school there. But interestingly, in her late teens, her and her family relocated to remote camps around Luna Bay, where they lived on the ice for almost a decade before returning to the community of Kingaid. Ashoona was the eldest of 14 children, 3 of whom sadly died in childbirth. And really importantly, she's a third generation artist. Her father was a hunter and a master carver whose skills were recognized internationally. And her grandmother was the legendary Inuit artist Shuvinai Ashoona, who is very well known and has exhibited widely in Canada. When the family returned to Kingaid, she went to a really important collective, the West Baffin Eskimo Collective, which is a massive centre of Inuit art and has become world renowned. And it's through the West Baffin Eskimo Collective, and I'm going to put the link to that in the bio, down in the description down below, that we are able to see this fantastic art today. Ashoona first sold her first work in 1993, famously for 15 Canadian dollars, but today her work is appreciated all around the world. So come and join me as we head inside. Do be aware that the gallery at the bottom of lovely Brownlow Mews might appear locked, but press the buzzer when you get to the sign just about to come up and someone will come down and open the door if the gallery is open. Secondly, I haven't titled these works because so many were untitled. And thirdly, I've used the term Inuit, meaning people, not Eskimo, except when referring to the West Baffin Eskimo Collective, because that is how the organisation refers to itself on its website. Do enjoy the works. Well, I hope you enjoyed that look there into the Ashoona show. And from the Perimeter Gallery in London, do remember that you have to buzz on the doorbell, and someone will come and open it for you. In terms of the show itself and how it was curated and whether it was a representation of the artist's work, I really like the fact that it had a quite academic tinge. We learnt about how these works became known. There was a very interesting 19-minute documentary downstairs about another Inuit artist from the 1960s, and putting some of Ashoona's work into context as well. I don't know how big a range this is of her work or how representative it is, but I think most of it is more recent work. But then from what I read in preparation for this vlog, the artist really sort of found a new dynamism and artistic voice in her 40s, and she's now in her 60s. So this work was most of it was relatively recent, but it was a good range, I got the impression. As for the art itself, I really was taken by the colours of the work and the skillful use of crayons. I also enjoyed the way that some of these were narrative paintings where the artist would provide a composite of a moment. It was sort of like bringing together many different actions in one moment. I particularly like this one, which kind of captures the short, warmer summer up in the in North Canada. So that was very, very interesting. Also, I really got about the tension between the intrusion of contemporary modern life and also the attempt to hold on to traditional Inuit customs. That came through very, very strongly, and that will stick with me for a very long time. And linked to that is the idea that whereas we might call some of these works surreal and Dali-esque, they're not that at all in lots of ways, because as the good information boards explain, lots of Inuit stories that have been retold over the centuries involve examples of humans metamorphosizing into both mythical and real animals, and you saw hopefully that was a massive theme throughout the exhibition. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fantastic chance to see Inuit art. I'm not sure how often Inuit art has been displayed in London. It was my first ever exploration of it, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. And Ashoona continues to paint work, so maybe there'll be an even bigger exhibition here in London in the future. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to the art vlog, hit that notification bell for reviews of many more shows upcoming over the next months, and most importantly of all, wherever you live in the world, whether it's Baffin Island or London or Paris or wherever, do get out there and explore your local art scene.